The Elder Scrolls Oblivion remake has been the subject of speculation and hope among the series' fanbase for a while now. As one of the most beloved RPGs of all time, Oblivion set the stage for modern open-world storytelling with its expansive world, deep questlines, and revolutionary AI systems for its time. And with Bethesda's history of revisiting older titles, mostly Skyrim, and the industry's growing trend of remakes and remasters, the possibility of Oblivion returning in a fully modernized form feels more real than ever. While of course Bethesda themselves has yet to officially confirm the game's development, leaks and insider reports have fueled excitement, hinting that a return to Cyrodiil could be on the horizon very soon for the fanbase. But before we get further into it, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with all the latest Elder Scrolls news. Also, if you're interested, consider becoming a member on the channel for early access on every upload, members only videos, your name in the credits of every single upload, the ability to write in and have your comments featured in upcoming videos, and access to our Discord community. For a while now, whispers of an Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion remake have circulated within the gaming community. As one of the most beloved RPGs of all time, it's no surprise that fans have long speculated about Bethesda actually revisiting Cyrodiil in the future with modern technology. While of course nothing has been officially confirmed by the studio just yet, several leaks and rumors have fueled the fire, making the possibility of an Oblivion remake more plausible than ever before. The speculation first started to gain traction when a leak from a former developer at Virtuous Studios, a studio known for working on game remasters and rumored to be working on the Oblivion remake, suggested that this game was in development there at the studio. According to this report, the remake would utilize a hybrid engine system, combining Oblivion's original game Brio engine from Bethesda for gameplay with Unreal Engine 5 for visual enhancements. If true, this would allow the developers to retain the game's core mechanics while also giving its graphics a much needed facelift. Hints from Bethesda developers have also kept hope alive for this remake. Over the years, various cryptic social media posts and vague comments in interviews have led some fans to believe that a remake could be in the works for this game. While of course these hints are far from concrete, they have helped keep the dream of an Oblivion remake alive within the gaming community. Do you think all of the rumors are true about the Oblivion remake? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. There are several key reasons why a remake of Oblivion would be a logical move for Bethesda. First and foremost, Oblivion is a landmark entry in the Elder Scrolls series. Its deep questlines, immersive world, and revolutionary Radiant AI systems helped redefine open-world RPGs in its time, and it remains a fan favorite nearly 2 decades after its release. Updating the game for more modern audiences would introduce the game to a whole new generation of players while also satisfying longtime fans who have been waiting forever for a new game in this series at this point. The massive success of Skyrim Special Edition and other huge hype around other remasters like the rumored Fallout 3 remaster proves that there is strong demand for updated versions of older Bethesda titles. Oblivion, as the direct predecessor to Skyrim, is a prime candidate for the next major re-release or remake in the series, and given how Skyrim has been ported to virtually every gaming platform imaginable at this point, it wouldn't be surprising if Bethesda saw similar potential in Oblivion. Additionally, Bethesda has demonstrated a growing interest in revisiting its older games, specifically with the rumored Fallout 3 remake. But with Starfield now finally released and the Elder Scrolls 6 still likely years away from release at this point, a remake of Oblivion could serve as the perfect way to keep fans engaged with the franchise in the meantime. While Bethesda has not officially confirmed an Oblivion remake, of course, the leaked details from Virtuous suggest that development may already be well underway at the studio. The hybrid engine approach, retaining the original gameplay systems while upgrading the visuals in Unreal Engine 5, could allow Oblivion to maintain its identity while also benefiting from modern technology. If this remake follows the industry trends seen in other modern remasters, we can expect vastly improved character models, enhanced environments, and refined animations. Oblivion's famous landscapes from the Imperial City to the Shivering Isles could be rendered in breathtaking detail with new lighting and weather systems. There is also some speculation that Bethesda could make quality of life improvements to the game's mechanics overall. Features such as combat, magic casting, and the infamous Persuasion minigame could be refined to better align with modern RPG standards. However, diehard fans of the game will be hoping that the charm of the original game remains intact and that any updates to it are respectful of Oblivion's core experience. As for release platforms for the game, it seems likely that the remake, if real, would prioritize PC and Xbox, given Microsoft's acquisition of Bethesda back in 2020. However, if development began before the Bethesda acquisition, PlayStation could still be in the mix for this release, and of course Xbox is already sending a ton of games over to PlayStation anyway, so it probably has a null point. The original game also released on PlayStation systems, so it might be going to that system anyways. Also, if these leaks are accurate, an announcement in 2020 2025, possibly this summer at Summer Games Fest in June, with a release date in 2025 soon after, or possibly even in 2026, wouldn't be unreasonable for this game. Let me know down in the comments when you think we'll see the Oblivion remake shown off for the first time and when the game might actually be released. Personally, I think it'll be shown off in the summer and released not long after that. A remake of Oblivion would have a significant impact on the gaming industry as a whole, particularly for RPG fans. The game remains one of the most influential titles in the genre to date, and a modernized version of it would introduce it to a broader audience for the first time. With the right improvements, of course, an Oblivion remake from Virtuous could set a new standard for how classic RPGs are updated for modern audiences going forward. But one of the most exciting opportunities in a remake like this would be the chance to refine Oblivion's storytelling and world building. While the original game had an expansive and immersive open world for us to explore, some of its characters and dialogue could benefit from modern writing techniques. Bethesda could expand existing questlines, add new interactions, and breathe even more life into Cyrodiil. Gameplay mechanics could also see improvements without losing their original charm. Oblivion's combat, while innovative for its time, now feels clunky compared to modern RPGs and their combat systems. A remake could possibly refine swordplay, archery, and spellcasting, making combat feel more fluid and engaging for the player. Magic in particularly here has the potential for exciting enhancements, given how spellcrafting was one of Oblivion's most unique features. Graphical improvements would also be a major selling point for this remake. While Oblivion's art direction was impressive for its time, the game's aging textures, stiff character animations, and basic lighting systems could be completely transformed using modern technology. With Unreal Engine 5's capability in the game's graphics, Cyrodiil could feel more alive than ever before, with dynamic environments, realistic weather patterns, and detailed character expressions. While of course an Oblivion remake remains unconfirmed by the studio at this point, the mounting evidence suggests that it could be a strong possibility in the near future. The leaks from Virtuous, Bethesda's history of revisiting older titles, and the continued demand for remastered classic RPGs all point toward Oblivion making a comeback in some form in the future. If Bethesda does in fact move forward with the remake, they will face the challenge of modernizing the game while also preserving what made it special in the first place. Too many drastic changes to the overall game could alienate longtime fans of the series, while too few updates might make the game feel very dated. Striking the right balance will be key to ensuring that Oblivion remains both nostalgic and relevant in today's gaming landscape. Another important consideration with this game is how a remake could influence future Elder Scrolls projects. If successful, it could pave the way for a Morrowind remake, allowing even older fans to revisit Vardenfell with modernized enhancements. I also hope that that rumored Fallout 3 remake is actually real. I really need that remake. It would be awesome to jump back into Fallout 3 with remade visuals just like they're doing with Oblivion, or speculated to be doing with Oblivion. But we haven't heard anything really at all about the remake for Fallout 3 since the original leaks from the FTC trial, I guess. But of course, all of this could set a precedent for Bethesda's approach to preserving its legacy titles while also continuing to develop their new games alongside them. But for now, unfortunately, fans of the Elder Scrolls series will have to wait and see whether Bethesda makes an official announcement about the game at some point this year. Whether through an event like Summer Games Fest, a social media tease, or a surprise reveal of the game, the potential return of Oblivion has never seemed more likely. But until then, speculation will continue and excitement for a modernized Cyrodiil will continue to grow among the fan base. Let me know your thoughts on all of this down in the comments. Now it's time to get to audience write-ins, and we have 3 submissions for this video. If you want to write in and be featured in future videos, you can head over to the post tab on my channel. This is where all the video threads will be posted. You can submit your questions, comments, concerns, thoughts, or ideas, and the next thread should be up as this video goes live, and the next video will be about Fallout 76's upcoming Season 20 and Ghoul update. Now our first write-in from this video was from Fish in a Barrel, and they asked, what are your thoughts on the remake featuring new mechanics, larger locations, new armors, and weapons? They continue on to say, I think exploring new mechanics for this game might inspire ideas for the Elder Scrolls 6 and future titles. I know Elder Scrolls 6 will be well into development now, but who is to say that good ideas that come out of this game can't be turned into DLC down the line or even before release? And honestly, we don't really know what this game will actually be at this point in time, since everything we have heard is really just from leaks. But from what the leaks say, I'm not sure there will be too many new features in the Oblivion remake overall. The way that I kind of took most of the leaks was that the Oblivion remake will utilize the original game's engine and will maintain much of the original game's mechanics, and the visuals will be fully remade in Unreal Engine 5. But some of the leaks of course have said that they're updating the combat systems and magic system and all of that kind of stuff, so it's very possible that some of it could be setting some sort of precedent for the Elder Scrolls 6. We just don't know how much they're actually going to be updating it and kind of iterating from the original engine. But it is an interesting approach to use both engines like this, but to answer our question, I don't think there will be much added outside of the original game's content and mechanics. There might be some tweaks and updates, but that might be about it. Of course, I could be completely wrong, since most of this is coming from leaks and we don't really have any real info on it just yet. But I kinda do hope I'm wrong, but honestly the Oblivion mod might be more of kind of what we're looking for here. This is a mod team remaking Oblivion in the Skyrim engine, and they are supposedly making a ton of additions due to copyright, and the modding team has to remake all of the game's models, and they are supposedly adding additional content. You also had a reply in your write-in, and it said, "I think an announcement of this remake could be followed with a teaser trailer cinematic of Elder Scrolls 6, even though in my personal opinion, that game's earliest release is 2027, he said. And obviously I think that would be really cool, and I think if it's happening this year, then the Oblivion remake might be showing off at Summer Games Fest this summer in June, and an update on the Elder Scrolls 6 then would be great, even something small giving us some sort of release window or at least a development update. But I do think there's a very small chance of us seeing the Elder Scrolls 6 this year, since Phil Spencer in the past said in 2023 that the game was 5+ years away at that point, so the game probably won't release until 2028 at the very earliest. Nonetheless, an update on the game's development would be great to see right now, since we've heard nothing since 2018 really. But thank you for the write-in, Fish in a Barrel, I really appreciate it. That was really fun to talk about. The second write-in for this video comes from Poppy1S2, and they said, "It's a remaster, not a remake, bro. With minor design touch-up, not a full remake. So expected a cheaper price. I record some images but can't show due to NDA. The game not supposed to fix everything, but rather to bring things forward. That's all I can say. And expect very soon released. Might be this summer or sooner, because this was the final test before released. Available on PC, console, Steam Deck." Well, Poppy, it sounds like you're claiming to have some sort of insider information. I have had several comments on my recent videos of this sort of nature with people claiming to be testers and said that they've had some sort of info, so I guess we will just have to wait and see what's real when they actually reveal the game. Of course, we really can't verify this information currently, but many of the leaks have said a reveal this summer is possible at Summer Games Fest, and a release not long after that, possibly even this summer as well. But thank you for the write-in, Poppy, I really appreciate it. The third and final write-in comes from LuckyBill09, and they said, "I'd rather a Skyrim remake. From everything I've heard, the remake is gonna be basically Skyrim but an Oblivion map, and I would rather have a remake of Skyrim since Oblivion had an amazing feel of its own and has no need for a combat overhaul. And since they're redoing so much, I feel they're gonna make an entirely new game just with the same map. However, I think it will be a good game anyway. My hopes are high that Bethesda gets it right, and I think even if it's not even Oblivion anymore, we could treat it as an EO6, and that would be just fine, as we've waited about 13 years for something new." And that's a good point to end the write-in with. We've waited 13 years for anything. I was 13 or 14 years old when Skyrim first came out, and now I'm well into my 20s. It's been way too long. And no, I don't count the Elder Scrolls Online. I don't want an MMO, I want an actual Elder Scrolls game. And on that point of rather having a Skyrim remake, I think that's the reason we have waited so long for another Elder Scrolls game, at least a new game. Skyrim has already been remade several times with the Anniversary Edition and the Special Edition, so personally I think other games in this series need some more love, specifically Oblivion and Morrowind. I personally really want this Oblivion remake to be real, and would absolutely love to see a Morrowind remake in the future, and of course I've already mentioned the rumored Fallout 3 remake several times, but I'm assuming they will want to see how the Oblivion remake sells before putting in that much work, but it would be great to see future remakes from these games. And I think I've covered the rest of your write-in in the previous responses, so I won't repeat myself here, but thank you for the write-in, Billy, I really do appreciate it. And that's all of the write-ins for this video, and another thank you to everyone that wrote in. Starting these write-ins in the videos has been a ton of fun, and a great opportunity to talk to you all. But like I said before, if you want to write in for the future videos, head over to the post tab on my channel. The Fallout 76 thread should be up right now, and the future videos I'm currently planning are Starfield's 2025 plans and Titanfall 3 possibly being cancelled. Stay tuned for all that, and if you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with all the latest Elder Scrolls news. And if you're looking for something else to watch, click one of the videos you're seeing on screen right now. I will see you there. Also, a huge thank you to the amazing channel members.